Hello ladies and gents, welcome back. Hector with HM Custom Threads. Today's topic is taper offset. So I'm just going to walk you through how I set up my rod with taper offset. I'm going to teach you the most effective way without math. So let's get right to it. The first thing you're going to need is, of course, a blank. You'll need a butt wrap alignment jig. You can get that from Mudhole, Flexcoat, make your own, whatever. You'll need a ruler. You'll need tape, piece of notebook paper, pen, Sharpie paint pen, that's what I use, either scissors or some clippers, and some calipers. Okay. So this rod I've already laid out where I want all my grips and reel seat. I've already measured out where the wrap is going to start, and my 0 axis and 180 axis. So first thing we need to do is get our tape, and we're going to wrap, actually we're going to measure out the length of the wrap. That's the first thing we need to do. So first thing we need to do is grab our ruler and grab our paint pen. We're going to measure this about 6 1/4 inches. 6 1/4. There we go. And then I'm going to attach my belt here for my power wrapper, and I'm just going to rotate it real quick and draw a line there. There we go. And while we wait for that to dry, we've got the measurement there. We're going to go and wrap the tape around this left side here. All we're going to do is wrap the tape around both sides, here and here, and then we're going to draw a point. We're going to draw a line where they meet together, and then we're going to place that on this paper to the desired amount of patterns that you would like. Start it at the line at your 0 axis. Wrap it around till it touches itself, back on the line there, back on the 0 axis. Clip the excess. Is this dry yet? Yes. Alright, now we can do that one. There we go. Tape that down right here. Take it all the way back around itself. Trim the excess. Now we can get our pen mark, our pen, and mark it here. Our pen works. There we go. Mark it there, and mark it here. Okay, now we just remove the 2 pieces of tape, and you're going to align that with the first line there and the furthest line to the left. That's going to be your first pattern repeat, or first pattern. Alright, that wasn't very straight. Let's lay that down again. There we go. It's always different when you're showing somebody how to do something. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go 5 repeats because that's my desired length, or that's my desired pattern repeat. I mean, you can go 6, 7, 8. The problem with doing that is when you start here and you wrap up to here, it pretty much keeps the pattern square enough that that they're more aesthetically pleasing. Once you go past 7 or 8 inches on a small diameter blank, the patterns start to distort so that they don't look very clear, or they look wonky. Not necessarily clear, but they look wonky. Okay, next thing we're going to do is take our butt wrap alignment tool, and we're going to mark our axes. turn that backward till it touches here. There we go. Mark that all the way through. Pull up a little bit on each side. Rotate the blank to the 180 side. Keep rotating, there we go. And then mark your 180 axis. Alright, now that we marked that, we'll let that dry. We've got that mark there. There we go. You can see that, and then that mark there. While that's drying, we're going to go ahead and take our calipers, and we're going to start, actually before we do that, we have to take our ruler and connect the points here at the angle. Alright, so we take our ruler, take our pen, line that up, and just draw a line to the 2 points. And this is going to be your taper. So now we just take our calipers and we're going to measure that from that point all the way to this point here. And we should come, let's see, 31. Getting close, there we go. Oh, a little too far there. Alright, we'll call it even at right there, 30, backward. There we go. We call that at 32.35. We'll mark that, 32.35. Next one. You just continue to do this for each line. $31.68. And the reason you're marking these, or rather putting the put the measurements down, is that way when you mark the 180 or the 0 and then go to mark the 180, you don't have to remeasure. So you're taking care of that ahead of time. Next measurement is 1, 2, 3. All right here. Go back up. 30.95. All right, next one. $30.45. And the last one. All right, 29.50 or 29.60. We'll go with 29.60. Trust me, 0.01 is not going to matter. Nope, 21.60. Okay, so now we have to take the half of 29.60. We're getting ready to just have everything ready. 29.60 divided by 2 gives us 14.8. So we'll write that down here, 14.80. Okay, now that we have our measurements, we can move forward and take our calipers. We're on the 0 axis now. measure 2960. Actually, we are going to, 2960. Alright, get our paint pen if it'll cooperate with us. Make our first mark. There we go. Next one is 3045. Hope you guys can see. Yep, you can see that. Okay, good deal. 3045 coming right up. There we go. Oh, got a little something on there. Grab a piece of paper towel here. Seems to be a little bit of residue on the tip there. Made a little extra line. There we go. Got that off. Okay, next measurement is 3095. This is a little lock nut for people that don't know. Once you get your measurement, you just tighten this and it'll lock it in place. 3095. There we go. Okay. Probably gonna have to turn these upside down and do it this way because now it's getting in the way of my my rod stand here. Next measurement is 3168. Perfect. So we just do it from the bottom side and mark it. There we go. Last measurement but not least, 32, 35. Oh, that was almost perfect. Huh, how about that? Alright, and that's going to be right on, or just right before the line. Right before the end of our wrap. There we go. And so what we'll do is we'll when we start our threads on the 180 axis down here, we start our thread down here and then run that first cross point there just inside the line, and that'll give us this area here to make sure that this pattern is complete and packed and good to go, and then we'll cut off somewhere over here and then start our end wrap over here. Alright, now moving along to our 180 side, the first measurement we're going to do is the 1480, because we have to take half of this to start, because this is our full measurement on the 0. We need to start halfway between on the 180. That way we can have offset, hence taper offset. 1480 coming up. Good enough for government work. Alright, now we go 2960. Go from the bottom here. My apologies, I do have dogs. And they love to let us know when people come or when the flag flies in the front and just creates movement. Alright, next measurement, 3045. Okay, let's move. Alright, well, good enough for government work. We're good. Next measurement, boom, 3045. There we go. 3095, next measurement. Next measurement, 3168. And final measurement is 3235. Okay. Now that we've got all our measurements, we'll take a quick gander. Just kind of roll it back and forth. Look at where our threads will lay. Come down this way, like that, like that, like that. There, there, yep. Looks really good. Now, of course, this is the way that works for me. There are different ways of doing the taper offset. Some people use an Excel spreadsheet. Also, some people start the half of the measurement on the 0 axis versus the 180. For many years I did the same thing, but what I found is that over here in this section where I have my turnaround, all the threads bunched up and I only have half a pattern here, and then it gets cut off, or it creates a lot of mess. So I just decided that I'm going to step away from that and do full measurement from the first, or from where the wrap begins to the first pattern. We're just going to do the full measurement, and then we can cut off the half down here on the 180, because it's not going to be visible until you turn the rod upside down. Now, we're not going to go into deco wraps or layout of a deco wrap. I mean, this is for the most part taper offset, and this is how you lay it out. The key in laying out the deco is your popsicle stick, your blue tape, and then your either double-sided sticky tape, duct tape, whatever it is that you prefer to use. I wrap from right to left, so I'll be setting up over here on the 0 axis. Some people wrap left to right, so whichever is comfortable for you and whichever way works for you, then I would encourage you to do that. Whatever you're comfortable with, and if it's working for you, you do that. This is what works for me. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but again, this is what works for me. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed and liked this video, please subscribe now, like the video if it was helpful for you, and make sure you also mash on that bell to get some notifications of all the videos, up and coming videos. Thank you, and have a great evening.